All right, our second video of the morning. Brandon Sutter coming back to the Vancouver Canucks on a one-year deal, quote, just over $1 million per Dan Murphy. Now, we don't have the exact number, but just over a million, even if it's a million, million and a half, whatever. We'll talk a lot more about it as well tonight on Canucks After Dark, our podcast with Canuck Clay, which you can find linked in the description, or you can search Canucks After Dark. Now, this is fine. Folks, look, lots of people in the Vancouver market aren't big fans of Brandon Sutter, and most of that comes down to his paycheck. For the last, I don't know, 4-5 years, he's been making 4.3, it's last 5 years, he's been making over $4 million, and he's basically become the Canucks 3-4C, or somewhere on the wing on the fourth line. Now, he was rumored to be out the door, Brandon Sutter, and that was because the Canucks had their center depth sort of locked down, right? You had Pettersson at 1, Horvat on line 2, Jason Dickinson, who they recently acquired from Dallas, on the third line, and then Jay Beagle, who was still under contract for $3 million this year, last at the 4C spot. Now, Brandon Sutter was sort of on the outside looking in. He could play the wing on sort of the third or fourth line, but there wasn't really a lot of room for him left there. But the Canucks wanted to get rid of that $3 million salary from Jay Beagle, so they included it in the Oliver Ekman-Larsson Connor Garland trade, and then they needed a fourth line center again. And who else is left but Brandon Sutter, who's already well acquainted with the locker room, is already really gets along well from everything we've heard with everyone in the team, a good leader in the locker room, and he will slot in just fine in that 4C spot. I have no complaints about this. You basically went from Jay Beagle at $3 million to Brandon Sutter at just over $1 million, and I've always said that they're about the same player. Thomas Drance just put out it's $1.125 million, so $1.125 million. Basically a contract that you can like 95% put in the AHL if Brandon Sutter really falls off a cliff. But look, in Brandon Sutter, you're getting a guy who's going to probably get about 20 points and be just fine defensively. He'll go out there, he'll center the fourth line, and just it'll be fine. That's kind of all I have to say about Brandon Sutter. It's going to be fine. We don't know exactly, what the lineup's going to look like as the Canucks sort of piece stuff together today. But this move, getting a 4C for cheap, the bottom six has been overpaid for a long time in Vancouver. As we said, Beagle and Sutter making over $7 million combined. Louis Eriksson was making $6 million in the bottom six. Antoine Roussel was making $3 million in the bottom six. And we are just we're just getting rid of all of the big money and just bringing in a bunch of guys around $1 million who can take care in the bottom six. And it's smart. It's good cap management for once from this management group. They have done nothing yet that scares me. However, it's unrestricted free agency, and Jim Benning's track record in UFA season isn't great. So we'll see how the rest of the day pans out. Make sure you stay tuned here. You can hit subscribe, hit like down below, and I will have videos coming up all day today. So make sure you stay tuned. But yeah, Brandon Sutter back in Vancouver. No complaints here. Talk to you later.